Yo, what's going on guys? Ian77 here. In today's video, we're going to be playing one of the quickest miner wall breaker decks. Alright, so hopping in the first match, we're going to, yes, like I said, we're using one of the quickest miner wall breaker decks in Clash Royale. That's actually still a pretty solid deck. Maybe not the best at top ladder, but I feel like it's actually pretty strong in grand challenges. I've actually been having a good amount of success with it. Alright, so up against this guy, it looks like he's probably using some type of breach spam, which is always fun to play against when you have these really fast cycle decks, because you can make a lot of really cool plays. Alright, so we're gonna bats here and wall breakers at the same time here in a second, just because, yeah, I was kind of expecting him to zap there, and I'm pretty sure he has like 0 elixir to defend those wall breakers. So yeah, we're gonna get a really nice double connection there. We will probably have to use our miner on defense quite a bit, though, because we don't have, like, too many other tanks. And we're gonna get a really nice king activation off there. We did take some damage there, but I feel like it was pretty worth it for us, getting that king activation. Alright, so, yeah, it's really good getting the king activation, because I feel like we're gonna be, like, kiting stuff around with the ice golem all the time, so the king tower can probably help chip stuff down while the ice golem is pooling them. We're gonna get a really nice ice golem here actually on the Ewiz and Ghost. And so we're gonna miner bats here because he wasted Zap and he wasted Electro Wizard, so I knew he would have to overspend on them. And we do wall breakers there, but he does have to Zap as well, so that just means our next bats will get a lot of value on defense as well. Battle Ram will be a little bit annoying to deal with, not too hard to deal with, but we don't have a building, so it won't be quite as easy as normal to deal with. We're gonna get a perfect ice golem there, making sure the bandit doesn't charge on it. And we're just gonna miner in the front here, because normally they always will predict the back, so just trying to switch it up a bit. Always important to be switching up your miner placements. I think that placement that I just used there is always a really smart placement, because nobody really ever predicts it unless they, I don't know, they just expect you to be really smart or something. We're gonna miner bats here again. Right as he fireballs too, so I think he should be pretty low on elixir, and using that magic archer, I think he's just about at 0, so wall breaker's gonna connect. And we're actually gonna miner in the back here, hoping to like push a couple of his support units in front of the P.E.K.K.A. Didn't work out quite as well as I hoped, but not too bad for us either. Luckily the bandit doesn't charge on our tower, and the battle ram's already almost dead, so we just need a dark goblin to finish it off, and we're gonna get a miner off here. Just need a log snowball even if he does catch it, and he does catch it, but that's gonna be GG. Pretty nice win here against bridge spam. Alright, hopping in the next match, we are going to have miner wall breakers in our starting hand, but I don't really think it's a great play to go with both of them. I prefer just like split wall breakers or just go with like a miner. Okay, he is going to recruits first play. Could be a little bit annoying to deal with this deck because we don't have like a building or like a fireball or anything like that, but at least the Dark Goblin should get pretty good value. And we kind of just evaporated his recruits there. Yeah, Dark Goblin kind of carrying. And he does have log kind of strangely, not really sure why. So we're just gonna miner wall breakers here because I feel like he spent quite a bit with like the hoggies and all that. He does get a pretty good cage off there, but we do get the miner ship that we were looking for, so not too bad here. And I guess we will have to try to play our Dark Goblins a little bit lower. Maybe we can like play them behind our, or like right in front of the King Tower, so he won't be able to log them right away or something like that. Okay, so he's gonna split Zappies. He might be trying to set up a recruits push here, but I think the Dark Goblin should stymie that a little bit. Okay, he does recruits at the river kind of aggressively. Log gonna do a really good job against the recruits as always, and Dark Goblin honestly finishes off most of them, and we're gonna get skeletons here to distract the Zappy, and we're just gonna log here as well. I want to take as little damage as possible. And to break through on offense, we'll probably just have to try to outcycle his cage, so we might try to like wall breakers once, and then if he cages on them, then we can just quickly cycle back to another. He does log though, which is kind of smart by him, so We might have to try to also break through with like bats or something, because the only good way he has to kill them is with like zappies or something, so yeah. And he actually does make a bit of a mistake there. I feel like he went with zappies in the back, so our bats are just getting a crazy amount of damage. And he does go with the recruits there, but we're just gonna get an insane log there on the recruits and the zappies. And we just need like a log that will like finish off the entire left side, so not too worried about it. Dark Goblin also gonna finish off the flying machine, and he will go with Royal Hogs here, but not really a big deal. Dark Goblin just putting in work, and he doesn't even get like a single niblet on our tower. And I was kind of expecting him to cage, so I'm just gonna go recruits wall breakers opposite lane, because even though it might seem like wasted elixir, like if he doesn't respond to a few wall breakers in the opposite lane, eventually he's gonna have to start worrying about that tower, because it is gonna get low pretty quickly. And yeah, Dark Goblin just doing an insane job here. Maybe this matchup is actually pretty decent with this deck. Pretty nice win here. GG's. Alright, hopping in the next match, we're gonna have wall breakers in our starting hand once again, so I'm just gonna play them here. Always a good starting play just to like figure out what they're running, and usually get a positive elixir trade as well. So we will have Tombstone here. Could mean like Lava or Graveyard. Looks like it's gonna be Lava. Unfortunately, we did just waste our wall breakers though, so we're not really able to punish him here, but luckily one bat does actually go in the same lane as the miner, so forced him to go with those early Skelly Drags. We are going to try to Ice Golem here. Unfortunately, not going to catch the Miner. It is a little bit luck-based when you try to catch Miners with like an Ice Golem. Can't always hit it, but we are going to go with Miner Wall Breakers. I was kind of expecting him to go with arrows there, so perfect timing, and we got a pretty big double connection there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this... Okay, so this guy looks to be not using any Lava Loon version. I'm pretty sure he's just running like the Miner version with like Fireball bait, so could be interesting here. Might be a little bit difficult to deal with Skelly Dragons as double elixir approaches, because I don't have any like Fireball once again, so just gonna have to try to be really aggressive here, kind of abusing our bats, and yeah, getting good value with like the wall breakers and all of that. And we're actually gonna wall breakers in the other lane, because we're gonna force him to respond to the miner bats, otherwise that's gonna take his tower. And okay, he does get one Skelly Drag which kind of went pretty far away and somehow ended up defending that, so pretty good for him. And we're actually just gonna let this miner go it. It actually looks like it's gonna activate King Tower, which is really nice for us. Sometimes if they like miner really close to the King Tower trying to like snipe one of your units, you can actually just let it go and it will just give you a free activation. And we're gonna split wall breakers there, because I knew we didn't need two of them in that left lane. We just need to like get it down a bit more. Now it's just like in snowball range, so yeah. And he does have Skelly King, it looks like, over like guards or something, which is kind of an interesting choice by him. And we're gonna spam wall breakers once again. He does go with Skelly Drags, but we are gonna get one wall breaker connection, which also finished off one of the Skelly Drags. We're just gonna keep pressuring him, because I know we can't really defend too well here, so I feel like if we have like the proper offensive and defensive sequence, we actually can kind of stymie his pushes. Skelly King is gonna clean up our wall breakers pretty nicely for him though. Wow, actually his stuff got pulled back by just like a single skeleton. Alright, let's see if we can actually defend this tower. Doesn't really matter at this point, but might as well try. Okay, gonna get an Ice Golem down, defensive miner. Looks like we actually can defend it with, so this was a pretty solid win here against, well, what doesn't look to be the easiest matchup on the surface. Alright, hopping in the next match, I'm pretty sure this guy actually plays RG. I did used to play against this guy a lot on ladder back when I was an Expo player, Expo 1 trick, so yeah. I think he's playing like a RG miner deck, which could be pretty difficult because we don't really have any good responses to the RG, but the thing we do have going for us is that I'm pretty sure his deck is quite expensive. He doesn't have like many cheap cards to respond to our stuff, so we might be able to get him into awkward cycles. And we are going to catch the miner with the Ice Golem that time, so gonna get a ton of value out of our Dark Goblin. We're kind of just gonna keep on abusing our bats and our wall breakers in this matchup, because he did just waste Zap there. And we're also gonna wall break his other lane, because he wasted Bar Barrel and Zap, so he doesn't have any cheap response to them. And we actually forced him to Fireball, which is really good. Gonna get a couple bat nibbles as well, so really good stuff for us here. A lot of what this deck comes down to is also just like predicting your opponent, like sometimes if they're low elixir and you force them to like zap your bats or something, then you can just go with wall breakers like right as you were expecting them to zap, and then you just get like a ton of damage. I was gonna bats here actually, but I decided not to since he went with the Inferno Dragon at the same time. So we're just gonna Dark Goblin here. Yeah, I was kind of thinking he could go with a RG. He will go with a Miner as well. So we're not really gonna have much DPS here, but we are gonna do a good job of protecting our Dark Goblins. So we did manage to survive that RG push pretty well here. Gonna force him to Bar Barrel as well, so Dark Goblin is gonna get one nice chip shot. Yeah, so we kind of just have to like force him to waste his like Zap and stuff on our other stuff like wall breakers or something like that. Then we can just like abuse our bats or all that. And we actually predicted his minions there with the snowball, so our bats might get some damage. Gonna get a few nibbles there, which is pretty nice for us. You have to watch out for an RG now, so I'm just gonna wall breakers. Yeah, perfect timing on the wall breakers. I was kind of predicting that he would go with the RG at the bridge, so just made him have hopefully either have like a bit less elixir for the push or just force him to take a lot of damage, which is what ended up happening there. He is ahead a bit, but we're just like kind of ruining his cycle right now. He doesn't have minions, he doesn't have fireballs, so he's gonna have to barbs that, but we're just gonna wall breakers now. He will go with the Bar Barrel. And we're just gonna go with late bats here, go with another Miner as well in a second. Dark Goblin getting really good chip in the left lane as well, so really good stuff for us. He is gonna Inferno Dragon, but he did have to zap as well. And we're gonna wall breakers here once again. Even though he has a really good offense against us with the RG, we're just applying so much pressure that he never even has the chance to even think about going in with it. I mean, he is kind of going in with it here, but I think we should be able to defend. Yeah, getting really close here. So we're just gonna spam wall breakers, just gonna spam for our life right now. If he gets like one good Miner Fireball, we're kind of screwed here. Okay, that's gonna put it into Log Snowball range, so that's gonna be GG. Pretty nice win here against RG. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we're gonna have a bit of a weirder starting hand, so I'm just gonna chip away with a Log here, see what he has. Not too sure what this guy is playing. He has Skeleton's Log, so it could really be anything. Probably gonna be some type of cycle deck. Okay, he does have Princess here, so it might be like similar to the log bait deck I shared a few videos ago. Log bait cycle. Not sure how this matchup is gonna be, but it should be not too bad because we do have Log and Snowball, and he actually misses the Dark Goblin. It kind of yeeted him there. Pretty nice for us, forced him to spend that night there. I'm not really worried about wasting our logs since we clip both of the princesses, because we can just use like a snowball on his goblin barrels. You can actually fully counter the goblin barrel with snowball, but I'm probably usually gonna combo with like a snowball and skeletons just to be sure that it never gets a hit, because to fully counter the goblin barrel with the snowball, you have to have like the perfect timing, which I'm not sure that I have, because to be honest, I don't really use snowball very often, so it's gonna be better to be safer than sorry. Alright, so this matchup could get pretty difficult once he starts rocket cycling, because he does have a response for like almost everything. He has like Log for Dark Goblin, E-Spirit for bats, Log for wall breakers, so, or not like Log for wall breakers, but like a Tesla for the wall breakers, so yeah, so we're gonna want to get like a ton of chip early, and actually went with a really good Miner there right as he wasted his Knight, so he didn't really have anything for it since he also didn't have like skeletons in cycle. And he does still use his skeletons on that set of wall breakers, even though I don't think he actually needed it. We're gonna snowball a little bit early there, so he is gonna get one goblin stab, but we're still in a pretty good lead here, and gonna also wall breakers, always forcing him to overspend with the Tesla. And yeah, so looking pretty good here. I don't know, might try to catch him like without an E-Spirit or something, maybe get like a good value bats off, could be good for us. Gonna miner in the back here, we're doing a pretty good job at getting good miner chip damage by like avoiding his knight especially. Alright, so we're just gonna miner on the inside here, really good spot if you just want to get that bit of damage and don't want them to have any chance of predicting it. Honestly, it's like one of the least likely spots that people predict. Like, they only predict it if they think that you're gonna try to like make a really smart play, then they would predict it. And yeah, we're gonna get a really good miner off again. Now we're just going with the miner in the more obvious spot, which can actually be good sometimes. Like, everybody predicts the miner in the back, but at the same time it's so obvious that sometimes it's not obvious to them, at least if they're a good player. Okay, you will get one goblin stab here, and he is stacking the princesses a bit annoyingly, but hopefully we can get a log off on them soon. Okay, he's gonna force us to log this goblin barrel though, just because he had the knight tanking for it, so I didn't really want to take any chances. We are gonna miss one skeleton with the snowball, so he does manage to protect one of his princesses, but I'm not too worried here. Just gonna log here finally and defend with like whatever else we can. Okay, so he does go with a bit of a juke barrel, so we don't even need to snowball here. Just gonna go right back in, and he pretty much wasted his lead already. He played that pretty well, assaulting the princesses and taking them off the field. Alright, so we do still have to be a little bit careful just because we don't have any good direct damage, so yeah, always want to keep sending in those miners. We're actually going to get one really nice wall breaker connection, so you can see this deck is actually pretty good against cycle decks because you don't need like that extra defense of a building and stuff. You just have like that faster cycle to help you a lot on offense. And yeah, it's looking like it's going to be GG. You just need the miner and log. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!